I don't know what to call this. I don't know if to call it a vlog or maybe a documentary of my life, but it's just something I kind of want to do. Myself, I'm not really necessarily much of someone who's outgoing on too many things. I'm rather an introvert, but this is something I kind of want to document and, see where it maybe goes. Of course, for myself, who I am, I'm kind of more of, I don't want to say an entrepreneur. I'd say my goal here is to be more of like a fitness influencer that ultimately portrays the image of Christ, because that's a really big thing I think everyone needs to have in their life. Or not thing, that's a person that everyone needs to know, and that's Jesus. And so I want to be kind of like a role model in that area, but not necessarily so prideful and puffed up that's like my big stage, I guess, but at the same time still being me. So it's kind of odd. I don't know what to call this. It's like it being an influencer or not, but I guess what this is kind of just documenting. Maybe it's a vlog. That's probably the best answer to this, but maybe it'll be entertaining. Maybe it'll be informational for you. Maybe you might get something out of this. Ultimately, that's what I hope you guys could get out of this. For me, I just think it'll be cool to look back on these types of things in these videos. But, for myself, ultimately in the future, I do want to be financially free. So this could be like a cool pathway to do that, whether it be like one-on-one coaching. That's one thing I do want to do very soon, because as myself, my regular job right now is personal training. So doing that online would just be cool, and having all the certifications and just do that stuff and be financially free would be really cool. But at the same time, another thought comes to my head: for the people that are faith-based watching this, I don't want to use Jesus as my skateboard to just get views and then go from there, if that makes sense to anyone. So just kind of figuring those things out. And I don't know, if you know me locally, then what's up? But for the people that don't know me, I guess this might be a deeper dive on my life, if anyone ever cares. But this is something I think that might be cool, something some people might be able to take something away from, and maybe I could just pour out from my life into this camera, which pours into your guys' life, hopefully brighten up your days. Maybe I could help you with other stuff, and maybe I'll just be entertaining to you. I don't know, but here goes nothing. Okay, so what we have today pretty much is legs. Usually people will have two least favorite muscle groups, and it's like an argument between legs or like abs. And personally, I think it's more so abs, because I just don't like training abs. But at the same time, it's really good for powerlifting, because myself, I'm more of like a power lifter. I call myself like a power builder, really, but it's more so turning into powerlifting as I get on in my lifting career, because I don't know, I don't want to look like a ball, like I don't want to just look like a round mound, be the strongest guy ever, but I'd rather be, like relatively pretty strong, but not look like crap, And so I just kind of do a mix of powerlifting, being the main focus, probably like 60%, and then the other 40% is like bodybuilding, and that's kind of what I go with. But today, we're gonna see how well we do squats on our split today. We're gonna be we just got to know the deloads, so I was like, deloads are really helpful, but at the same time, they're honestly just like, you don't look forward to training. I guess sometimes you honestly rather want take the week off. But it was really helpful last week, because I could actually get the form down and not just try and max out every single time. But today we're kind of going more towards maxes and kind of heavier lifts. So kind of excited for that. Or we'll see what we can do on squat. I'm still, from my last bulk, because I did a dirty bulk, I was like 236, almost 237 in the morning, raw, dry. Use the bathroom, everything. And then in the nighttime, I would get up to 250 from all the water weight and food that I would eat, because it was a dirty bulk. I do not recommend that. But now that we've cut down, got rid of that, we're still sub 200. We've been trying to bulk for about 5 or 6 weeks now, and we've only put on 3 pounds. So trying to do a lean bulk this time. So thankfully we're not getting too fat this time. I don't mind getting a little bit fat, but last time, way too much. But that's enough of me yapping. So we're gonna try and rep out higher number today, and for a hot top set of 2. I don't know, let's just find out what we can do.
Okay, so that was the new pound for pound little PR, glory to God. You know, that I've never squatted 415, I think that was, for 1 or even 2 at that level body weight. So I'm like 196 as of like yesterday, or no, 198.6 as of yesterday, that's what I meant. And never squatted that type of weight being this light. So definitely glory to God. I'm glad He gave me the strength to get through that. I underestimated. I was wanting to go for 425, but I don't know, I just felt like it was like 375, 365, and I was just like, you know, it kind of felt odd, and I was like, I don't know, because like when I squatted my heaviest, and I squatted like my all-time PR, I was way thicker. I had a barrel right here. Now I don't have like as much, I don't have as much cushion, I don't have as much blubber. I have like 40 pounds, 30 pounds less of that in here now. So bracing with the belt, I can feel like my hip bone and like my ribs kind of going against it. Like I'm not shredded, but I have a little layer of fat, which I'm just fine with. Blurry abs is more than cool for me. So I don't know, it's just bracing with the belt now and getting tight. It's a little bit harder because I have to crank it down because I'm still a pretty low body weight, but this belt's got like a million holes in it, so I can crank it down. It's not as comfortable, but having maybe a little bit more muscle girth would be like the ultimate solution. And then you know, bracing down would be a lot easier on squat, but solid. I honestly feel like I want to go for 425 right now, but still, since I'm doing powerlifting stuff, I still got a bench after this, and I take forever to get this stuff done, so I gotta go get this done. And yeah, I'll finish out these last couple of sets and see how bench goes. This is the main lift I'm trying to improve. This lift is bench, so I might run small off one more time before I want to max out or anything like that. So solid top set of squats today. Now let's just finish out some more our rep work. One of the things, or I guess maybe the cons about doing powerlifting and the videography stuff, I mean like a personal trainer, is just like the schedule is so messed up. Because like powerlifting takes so much time because you gotta like rest in between sets like 5 to 8 minutes. And then because like if you're doing really heavy lifts, you really gotta rest in between. That's just kind of how it goes. That's why there's so many jokes of like powerlifters taking a nap in between sets and that type of stuff on social media. But like you actually need that rest if you're doing a heavy true RPE, like 80% or like 80% and above set everything you got. Like you really need that rest. And so like doing that and this camera stuff, and it's like to get like the perfect angles and whatnot, it's like, and like the right lighting, the right aperture, or whatever even to even aperture, but like all these fancy terms, just getting stuff good to go, while like also resting between sets and doing all this just takes so much time. And then like being a trainer, and it's not a 9 to 5. I mean, like, I guess it's still a W2, but you get what I mean. So like the schedule is still like, it's like random because you go at people's times that they can work out. And so like trying to find time to work out is just a mess. So it's like, I hope someday, like I still want to train people in person, but man, I'd way rather do all of it online so I can just have my schedule. I can just be at the gym. Like it straight up takes hours. Like I could be at the gym for 5 hours. Working out wise, probably more like 2, maybe 3 if it's a really long day. Probably more so like 2 realistically, including the rest. But that's why I hope someday like I can be just all online, so I can just like, I could be here for 6 hours making better videos, making better edits. I'm not even including the edit time, and then just like getting a lift in comfortably, getting the compounds, and then just enjoying my time for the day, because that's kind of the dream, I guess, to do. So I don't know, just ran some random thoughts. We're gonna have to come back here and bench or something like that, because I don't necessarily, I mean, I want to bench here with the Rogue equipment. So you know, other than that, I guess we'll have to check back in. So not a bad squat session though.
I've been trying all night to dance with you. Said, hey, little lonely, won't you stay? Said I would rather die than feel this pain. Then you said, I'm not very much the same.
top set went pretty well. I want to do 225 for a couple, but you know, my program only supposed to do RPE 7, so gotta play it safe, I guess. But I do want to shoot for 225 just more often now. I can do it now, but you know, it's not like super easy yet, but this felt pretty easy. So definitely, Lord of God, I'm getting stronger. So, and he's giving me strength, so that's awesome. But yeah, bench has been kind of a struggle. But we're gonna try and get this weekly up to 3 lifts up. So we're gonna try and keep doing our best lifts. But this is kind of like a time flash or time skip. I just did an appointment with someone, and now I'm kind of back here in the same clothes, and so I don't have my pre-workout with me or like kicking anymore. I had some food, so I'm not starving, but now it's kind of lower energy. I feel okay, but kind of just trying to get out of here. So as well, I want to make sure I'm doing cardio too, especially got to be up early. So we're gonna try and keep doing this, I guess I want to start off small soon and see how that goes. But for now, I kind of want to just stick to this and see where it goes, I suppose. But top set done, and we're gonna see what else we got. We're gonna do some working sets, 2 sets, 3 sets, 4 maybe, and then you know we gotta finish the rest of the leg parts. Not really trying to do. I'm probably not gonna do full grand split squats. Probably gonna do lunges, because I don't know, my lower back kind of hurts. My lower back takes a toll when it comes to squats and deadlifts and that type of thing. So probably lunges, calves, probably get that out of here. So. I genuinely don't want to do these right now, but let's get them done. Now we're done with the gym. It was decently efficient, you know. I did run into like talking to someone on the way out, and it's like I know a bunch of people at this gym, but when it comes to like other stuff in the gym, and they're like talking, kind of just like like yapping when I'm like trying to do my workout. I'm like you know. I enjoy doing that when I'm like rested, but when I know like when it's time to just go, like you're like, okay, I've been resting too long, let's get going now. So there's like times like that, but then there's like faith conversations I'll run into, and when it comes into just like talking about that, and then like I just stop, I just pause everything. I'm like, I don't care, like I'm interested, you know, and I'll just like listen to that. And I saw this dude, I was doing like leg extensions. I didn't really record those, of course, and I just recorded the calf raise part, and I just saw like a tattoo on his shin, and it's like Isaiah 53, and I'm like, hey, and he didn't have his earbuds in. I'm like, I like your tattoo. He's like, oh, thanks. He's like, I'm like, you're still a Christian, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, are you? He's like, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, it's good to see new believers, or it's just good to see believers. And he's like, yeah, I'm actually like a pastor. I'm a head pastor for a place. I'm like, oh, what do you know? A head pastor. I don't know. I just didn't think, like, I just thought it'd be some random dude with just a tattoo that was a Christian, and he was actually ended up being like a head pastor. I'm like, okay, so this dude's pretty knowledgeable. And then we started talking and stuff, and it was kind of one of my thoughts earlier in this little video, and we were just talking about some stuff, and like how like some of my struggles been, like what brought me to faith, and like what happened with him, and all that stuff. We're kind of just sharing testimonies, and it was pretty cool. And then just kind of getting into what was it? I'm kind of blanking right now. We were talking about that, and then we went into kind of like he had like a family, and how he has some people that are kind of younger, or like my age. I'm like 20,
but they're a little bit older than me. They're like 19, 24, 26, something like that. And they all, they had social media, and they were just using their platforms for whatever. And they had bigger platforms, but they might have been a bit more reserved about talking about Jesus or anything like that. And he was just saying how he's trying to encourage them to just use the platform for talking to Jesus, or talking about Jesus and spreading him and spreading the good news and that good stuff. And I just kind of thought in my head, I'm like, what do you know? I mean, that's for me when I'm doing all this. Yes, I want this to be my dream job. I want to just lift and just be a powerlifter that talks about that, a powerlifter that loves Jesus. That's all I am. And just that's kind of the simplicity of it. But then at certain parts, some people could just use Jesus as like a skateboard to just try and just get views and all that stuff, because he's controversial. He changed the world, didn't even kill anyone, and it's just the most famous person ever. So you can just use his name for views, but it gets to a certain point where you're or at least I'm just genuinely a person who wants to post on social media about fitness content, but I don't want to leave God out. Be like, nope, see ya. I don't want to necessarily make him so much so a focal point that he's I'm using him for a financial gain. I don't know. It's super weird. It's something I'm struggling with. And he was telling me pretty much how he wants to encourage them. He is encouraging them to just use their platform for God, to use it, and they're all athletics. One of them's 11-time national person. One of them's a I don't know, Olympia computer, or it was something other nationally good. So one of them's a college player, one of them's a college wrestler. I'm like, oh my goodness. So all I did was just play basketball in high school. I mean, I played for a while, so it wasn't just random, but that's not my passion anymore. I like doing weights. My ultimate passion is Jesus. So just kind of combining all this stuff, and he was just telling me how he wants them to just combine in their faith as well as with what they do on social media already. He wants them to add that in, and I'm thinking, maybe I just gotta have that right perspective, and just simply being a guy that just does what he does and includes Jesus in everything. That's kind of what I want to be here. And some of you are probably just not liking that I'm saying that Jesus' name so much, but it's truly meaningful. A guy like George Jacob, if you guys know anything like that, he was kind of more or less spoken about him, and then all of a sudden it's just God starts working at him, and he starts to have a lot of fruit in his life. He starts to reap a lot of what he's sowing, and God's just blessing him more, as well as that's being really added to the equation, and more stuff like that. And so I just kind of want to be open. Some people don't people hate talking about religion and politics, but I'm those are the two most important things to talk about. And so I don't know, I'm just a dude just filming on social media, just trying to just talk about those things, talk about the things that are true, what's most important, and as well just having fun doing this whole lifting thing, and being grateful that God's given me an able body to be able to do what I love to do. Because I love to do basketball. I did that for over 10 years, and then once I realized I'm not going D1 and this is not going to be my job, and I'm sick of it because it started to feel like a job because I did it for so long. Now it's okay, let's do something else. Found the gym, and found God first, ultimately, and then ultimately started getting more into the gym, and then combining the two, and then just posting on social media, and having this as a job would just be a dream. So it's just something I dream about, and even though I'm trying to do it right now, it's not it's everyone thinks when you post on social media, oh, $1 million. Just no, it's not that simple at all. I mean, maybe I'll make a video in the future. Maybe I'll make it someday, and I'll just it's actually so easy. I don't know. I don't know what God's plan is for me ultimately, but when it comes to all this stuff, just I guess message takeaway from this is chase your dreams and do what you believe God has called you to do, and watch what happens, I guess. Because I did hear this quote in social media today by Derek Lunsford. I probably butchered that name. He was the Olympia winner in the open class, I think last year. He didn't win this year, but he of course he was bummed about that, and he posted in his Instagram posts, and he was 2/3 of God is go. So don't wait around waiting for something to happen. Go. And I'm that's a pretty fire quote. The one that I like the most, I think I have it in my Insta bio. It's what is it? It's by Charlie Kirk. It's if it's up to God, but I'm going to do my part. I like that. So that's cool. It's kind of that go. You don't just sit around and expect it to happen. It's not just, God's not a genie in a bottle. He's not just gonna go poof, there you go. Of course he can do that. He's all powerful, but as well,
you know, that's just not how it rolls. So that's just kind of some random thoughts, but done with that. And I don't know, I just felt kind of encouraged. Maybe it's a sign to start going on social media. At least for me, it's kind of like a personal journey. I just kind of want to capture this, and maybe I can look on it in the past and be like, look at how far I've grown, maybe look at how far I've fallen. I don't know, but maybe you guys will get some entertainment. Maybe you guys will see how just a younger 20-year-old will grow through this and lifting weights and his faith, probably more importantly, his faith first, then lifting weights, and then just growing through life. But I guess if you stay to the end of this video and you just listen to all this yapping, or I mean, some of it I would like to say is important, but I'm just another human. So I don't know. I guess that's the end of this, whatever this little vlog episode might be. And I don't know. Possibly stay tuned for more. Maybe not. Other than that, yeah, it's time to keep bulking and see what the heck we can do. Hopefully, I have some goals in mind when it comes to lifting weights and numbers and such. But, you know, ultimately, God willing, they will happen or they won't. And I'm excited to find out. So, I don't know. But other than that, keep working hard, keep working towards your dreams. And God bless, and just keep grinding.